See, what you got to realize is it's an expose. Don't know what that means, just want to use that word right there. But what it made me think of is people getting exposed. And this is what I have to remind myself of all the time, because as humans, it's easy to fall into sin. It's easy to get into stuff we ain't supposed to be in. It's easy to do things the wrong way. Now, some things we do out of ignorance, you know. So some of the things we do, it's out of ignorance because we weren't raised right or we weren't given that knowledge. But what I want you to understand is it's a parallel of two going up. So it's one sent by God and one sent by the devil. And it's going to be a lot of similarities in life, because it's the two roads. So the broad road and the narrow road, they look like they're going the same way. It's just the broad road is running off a cliff, and the narrow road finna take you to a promised land. And the broad road gonna have more room and expansion, and it's gonna have strip clubs on it, casinos on it. It's gonna have nasty movie stores. It's gonna have all kind of fun. It's gonna have the clubs. The broad road got everything on it. The narrow road, it's finna have Carver. It's finna have Smoothie King. It's gonna have school, university, church. It ain't gonna have a lot. You're gonna have a theme park. You're gonna have some theme parks on the narrow road, but it ain't gonna have everything the broad road got. And so when you look over there, you see, man, okay, I'm working, I'm grinding, but I don't have a club to go to over here on the narrow road. I don't have a strip club to go to. I don't have the nasty house to go to. I got to go to the Six Flags and Disney. Come on now, I'm trying to go make it rain. Like, I'm trying to go get my little something. And so you start to lose your zeal. And then on the broad road, it's bigger cars, it's faster cars, it's shinier jewelry. Everything look better because they're getting to spend that money different. Narrow road, it's like, man, I can't do this, can't do that. Broad road, women got their booty cheeks hanging out. Narrow road, you got to keep them cheeks covered up. And so it's looking like this, looking like that, and so we comparing. And a lot of times it'll look like those on the broad road, they making more progress, they getting there faster, they getting more money, they getting more shine, they getting all of that. But what we don't realize is that God give blessings, the devil give snares. Snare look like a blessing till that hook get caught in your mouth. So you thought you were finna eat lunch, did it, then realize you are the lunch. That's the difference between a blessing and a snare. And that's why when you running your race, you got to understand that it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. That's come from the Bible. A lot of people think that that's Nipsey Hussle. That's from the Bible. That the race, it ain't given to the swift. It's given to the one who endures to the end. It don't happen just overnight. It take time, and it's gonna sometimes gonna look like a loss. It's gonna feel like a loss. Sometimes you got to reverse, turn around this here pothole, this here detour or this roadblock, and then get back going. Sometimes you got to sit still. Sometimes you got to be separated. And it's gonna be at a pace where it feels like it ain't happening fast enough for you. It feel like things ain't coming as soon as they need to come. And you could get weary. But what you have to understand is that this is conditioning. That's all this is. It's conditioning. When it's taking that time, you're building the mental condition, the physical condition to be able to endure till the end. That's what I need you to understand. So when you go to the gym and you touch that gym, it's like this right here. If you go to that gym and I give you a 10-pound weight that you curling, and you got to curl that 10-pound weight every other day, you doing 30 reps, you doing sets of 10, 3 of them every other day, and you just got to keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. Guess what? You building that muscle. You building that muscle. So now, when I give you a 30-pound, you're going to be able to lift that 30-pound because you done built that muscle over 3, 4, 5 weeks on that 10-pound. On the Broad Road, in their gym, they go in there and they get a 10 and they lift that one day. And then when they come back next week, they on a 30, not in a total muscle. They didn't tore muscle because they got jumped up too fast. They weren't ready for that kind of weight. And that's what happens metaphorically in life. Somebody on the Broad Road, somebody who's sent by the devil, you'll never see them put in no work. Next thing you know, they got a TV show. Next thing you know, they got this big old festival. Next thing you know, they got this big old situation going. They got this deal. They got this big old multi-million-dollar deal. They just went from, boom, work for a year. Put in work for a year or 2 years, and then boom, at multi-million-dollar deal. Then you'll see people on the narrow road who been working a decade. Been working a decade, still ain't got no multi-million-dollar deal. The messaging is different. The character is different. The integrity is different. The mindset is different. So when you building the conditioning and you doing the work, and you're not allowed to take shortcuts. If you take a shortcut, you'll get cut short. That's my quote, original. If you take a shortcut, you will get cut short. So you're not allowed to take shortcuts. So you got to do everything the right way. On this, you build knowledge. You get knowledge. You get wisdom. You get understanding. So when somebody come to you for a deal, you got more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You truly know the implications of this deal because you've been grinding, you've been toiling, you've been putting in the work. But you also know if this deal is right here, then what deal is next? Because you ain't just gonna get right to the top when you're doing things the right way. You're gonna go step by step. It's steps, and you can't skip none of that. So it's a ladder that you climbing. It's a journey that you on. So you're gonna have to take your time. And what's gonna happen is it's like, okay, boom, here go this deal. But this what I need right here. This what I need to feel comfortable because, okay, yeah, you over here, but this what I'm gonna need. Because this the work that I done put in. I done actually put in more work than you done put in. If you coming to me for this deal for your company, and you been doing this for 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, and you want me to bring my brand to your company, this right here what I'm gonna need. Now, if this right here company come to me and they want me to work with them and they've been in existence for 100 years, they got longevity. They've been doing this. So now, this a win-win. They could benefit me as much as I could benefit them, and they could benefit me more than I could benefit them. So I'm gonna look at it a little different. And see, this the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding you getting. Same in every aspect of life, even when it comes to a relationship. Somebody on the Broad Road, anything look good, boom, they jumping into bed with it. When you're on the narrow road, you weighing different things. Hey, I ain't just worried about how you built. I ain't just worried about your money. I ain't just worried about this, that, and the third. I'm looking at this right here. Boom, where your relationship at? Where your relationship with God at? Boom, where your heart at? Okay, where your temperament at? Where this, where that? Okay, your priority. Boop, 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 boop. You checking off. And you realize, okay, you learn when you on this here narrow road that right before you meet your destiny, you meet a distraction that look like destiny. But see, the lesson is patience. The lesson is patience. The lesson is humility. When you greedy, when you rushing, you're going to hurt yourself, because you're going to jump into something that you shouldn't have jumped into because you was in a rush. So that's what I want you to realize and understand. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up racing with people. Don't get caught up competing with people. Take your time. Take your time. Everything coming. Everything coming. Just keep doing the work. Keep doing the work where you could do the work, how you could do the work. Do everything in your power, where you could do it, how you can do it. And trust God to do the rest. Listen to me now. Listen to me now. You're going to see the difference. Hey, this here Sunday, videos going out. Stay tuned just in case I get some more while I'm waiting on the food. God bless you.